Nice, back again. Yep. Very good, one more time. Yep. Very good, gentlemen. Okay, face me. Face each other. Yep. Face everybody at home. Hi, welcome to our show, Karate New. I'm your host, Master Art Beins. Before we begin today's program, I'd like to explain a little bit about our show. As you know, Karate New was designed specifically just to promote United States Black Hat Kempo Karate, but to promote all styles of the martial arts. So we all unite in a common cause to help improve our country and help make it a happier, healthier, safer place in which to live. Today's show, we're going to be working on some fighting combinations. We're going to actually be doing some sparring. We're going to be teaching you some of the do's and don'ts of your sparring. And this way it'll help you out, hopefully, and give you a little more confidence. So without any further ado, turn on your VCRs and we'll be right back. Hi-ya! Hi, welcome back to Karate New. Before we begin our program, it's only appropriate for me to introduce my assistants, my friends from our academy over in Howell Township. This handsome gentleman to my right is Mr. Eric Lohrman. And Eric happens to be 8 years old, and he's also a blue belt at our school. Take a little bow there, Eric. Handsome devil, you. And this gentleman to my immediate left, Mr. Adam Stubbs. And Adam is 12 years old, and Adam's also a blue belt at our school. Take a little bow there, Adam. Okay, and both of these gentlemen are two really outstanding martial artists in our academy, and they're, I'd have to say, role models, but I don't want them getting too pumped up on the show, you know. I'm going to make sure we keep them low-keyed. So what we're going to do on today's show is we're going to be working on some sparring. Before we do that, however, it's only, I think, a good idea to maybe go over some of the fundamentals as far as sparring is concerned. One thing you want to keep in mind when you're working with a partner is that you're responsible for your partner's safety. All right, there is no malicious contact. We don't want to have any injury sustained. So it's real important that when we're working out with each other, communicating non-verbally. We want to make sure that neither one of these individuals get injured, and that's where my job also comes in as a supervisor and also as a referee. Now, if I can get a close-up here of my friend Eric over here, there's a couple of things we want to go over. Don't go anywhere, Eric. I'll bring this into play here because I want to go over the equipment that Eric has to be wearing here, because number one, safety is the number one priority in the dojo. And first place, we'll start off on Eric's hands here. What we have is we have some safety equipment. If I can get a close-up to this, there we go. As far as safety equipment is concerned, these are foam-dipped pads, and they're designed, number one, to ensure that Eric doesn't injure himself, and number two, that his partner doesn't. Also, they're dipped and they're foam, so they don't absorb any perspiration, so we don't have any hygiene problems. You notice that the thumb's well protected, and all of the knuckles and the fingers as well. We move down to the feet, and he's got some feet. I feel like this is Cinderella here. We've got our foot pads, and our foot pads cover the instep of the feet, the toes, the outsides of the ankle, a little bit above the ankle, and the back of the foot. We don't have anything underneath the bottom, the sole of the foot, because it would make it kind of difficult for us to sustain our balance. So it just basically covers the outer edge and the outer sides and the top of our foot as well. Next we have, you got a cup one down there? Give it a little knock on that turtle shell, will you? Okay. All the males in our karate school are required to maintain a nice clean supporter down below, and they also use a cup to make sure that they don't have any of their private parts injured. Is that correct, Eric?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ever get kicked there before?
Yes, sir.
It's no fun. You can imagine if you didn't have that cup on there, what would happen, right? Your voice would change and your eyeballs would get crossed automatically. Now we move on, and you notice Eric's a relatively good-looking guy. I have to give him a 10.5. We have to protect his face and keep him handsome. Okay, because he's got a long way to go in life, and we're going to make sure he looks good all during that time. This is the headgear that we use, and the headgear, when we're going to put it on later on, we don't want to mess his hair up now, it's going to protect the ridge of his eyebrows, his cheekbones, his chin as well, and it comes out in such a fashion, if you can just get like a profile here, such a fashion that his nose would be protruding from the outside, but not very much. So it covers him pretty good, and it also protects his head as well, most importantly, because if he ever takes a fall, we want to make sure he doesn't sustain any injury to that very delicate brain up there. And one of the most important things that we have is we have this little mouthpiece right here. And this mouthpiece goes in the mouth, and it's designed, number one, so he doesn't lose his teeth. Number two, he doesn't mess up his lips. And also, if he happens to get punched or he gets hit, it also protects the other individual from getting any injury from his mouth. Some people don't realize that a human mouth or human bite is one of the dirtiest bites to be confronted with, so we want to make sure we don't have any injuries or giving anybody one. Is that correct, Eric?
Yes, sir.
And that basically covers. Anything you got on I don't know about? Secret weapons in there or something? Okay, good. Now I'm going to put this over on the side. And next what we're going to do is we're going to show you exactly how we have to square off with each other. Now, both these gentlemen face each other. And what they do at this point, they look each other in the eye. They don't have to talk. They realize, okay, we're going to be working. We're going to be having some type of contact here. And it's important that they communicate non-verbally. And they want to make sure that Eric is responsible for Adam. And Adam is going to be responsible for Eric over here on my right. So what they have to do is they have to work together as a team. What they want to do is they want to become scientists when they're working their technique, but they also want to educate themselves as well. And the only way they can do that is by taking the martial arts very serious and their sparring very, very serious. Now, first thing we're going to do is we bow into the referee. They bow into each other, hip. And on the command, they're going to get into a fighting stance. And when they do so, they key out nice and loud, because what they want to do is they want to wake themselves up. Because when they're pumped up, that adrenaline surge, and what's going to happen is they're going to be able to retain more material. They're going to be a lot more elusive, and they're going to enhance all of their basic senses. So here we go on the command. Ready? Yeah, now move in a little closer, guys, because I can't see, and I'm sure the people at home can't. Now, what we're going to do here, first of all, is we want to show you a safe zone. A safe zone. When you square off with somebody, it's important that you never stand toe to toe. And what I mean by that is, let me just jump in here in front of you, Eric, if you could back off a little bit. I'm out here with Adam. Even though I happen to be 6'2", 200 and some odd pounds, and I'm much stronger than this individual I could probably bet my paycheck on, I don't want to stand here toe to toe with him, because the deadliest technique in the world is what? Anybody know?
Sucker punch.
I don't hear you.
Sucker punch!
Sucker punch. I don't care how much martial arts training you have or how much experience you have, boxing, whatever the case may be. If you're foolish enough to stand toe-to-toe with somebody and he gets that sucker punch in there, you're going to be back on your back in the what position, guys? Cockroach position. Very good. Okay, we don't want to wind up in a cockroach position. So from here, I've got to get into a safe zone. So back here is where I want to stand. A little bit further than my leg. This way, he can't hit me, I can't hit him, unless one of us make a commitment and go forward. So here, I'm in a pretty safe zone. Next thing what I want to do is I want to develop a nice basic fighting stance. Now, our fighting stance that we're going to be working on resembles somewhat of a boxer stance. Okay, the knees are nice and comfortable, nice and loose. Hands are in, elbows are in to protect our body. Our hands are up to protect our face. And we have a little secret weapon. And what we do is we tuck our chin in so our forehead is the closest facial target to your adversary. In other words, if I get in there, I slip in there and I punch him, I hit him in the forehead, he's going to feel a little dizzy, I'm sure. But what's going to happen to my hand is going to swell up and it's going to look like a gazaba melon, as opposed to hitting him in the chin or in the nose. So this thing here is a little secret weapon, that coconut right there. So I'm in position just like so. My hands are closer to my target or my opponent than my elbows. My knees are bent, and I'm on a 45-degree angle, and I can probably best show you this standing this direction, you people at home. If I'm squared off this way and I'm fighting you like this, I'm really limited for my range of movement. So I want to get on an angle so I can move laterally, back and forth, nice and smoothly. Also, if I'm squared off, I'm much more of a target. There's a much more visibility of the target. In other words, if you took a playing card, all right, and Ace of Hearts, let's pretend I'm an Ace of Hearts here, and you're looking at me, you see 4 corners, a lot of target space. I turn that card sideways 45 degrees, I'm less of a target, and I have a lot more range of movement, more ability to move from side to side, forward and backward. All right, guys, now jump in there, Eric, if you would. Bow in, fighting position. All right, now moving a little closer. Now, another thing we want to do is we want to make sure we never have our fingers sticking straight out, because it's an accident waiting to happen. Either someone gets poked in the eye or one of these fingers get broken or sprained. So we want to keep our fingers not tight or clenched because it'll fatigue our muscle. We just keep our hands close together, nice and loose, so we don't injure ourselves. Now, what we're going to do here is this. When we're working with a partner, Eric's focus, his eye contact, is not on Adam's face, not on Adam's hands or Adam's feet. It's on Adam's midsection, okay, midsection. His shoulders, in between his hips is midsection, because Adam can't get to Eric without moving his shoulders or his hips. And no matter how mean this guy looks, and look at that face, oh man, I think I'm gonna go out for lunch break, all right? As mean as he looks, he can't do anything with the way he looks. He can't intimidate me, right, Eric? Can't intimidate you, can he?
No, sir.
All right, and these hands, if I'm watching his hands, I can't see his feet. If I'm watching his feet, I can't see his hands, so I want to watch the midsection, because at that point there, I can see everything he's going to be doing. Now, what we're going to do here is we'll just kind of move around a little bit, fellas. I just want you to move back and forth. Not that way, Eric. Get back over here. Pulling the cart before the horse here, boss. All right, back and forth, nice and easy. Pull show off on the inside edges of your feet. That's it. And you want to be nice, loose, and comfortable. Your body wants to be like a piece of al dente spaghetti so that you can respond real effectively. And you want to be nice and elusive. In case an attack comes in there, you can go any particular direction. Now, you notice that Eric just switched his position, which is a really good thing to do, too, because you never know. When you're fighting, you want to make sure that your partner fights you, okay? You don't want to fight his way. You want him to fight your way. So move around a little bit, guys, and just kind of switch your positions periodically. There we go. I mean, all we need is a little music here. We got a little music video going. Okay, good. Stop. Nice work. Now, one of the things we want to do is we want to learn how to circle each other. So what we're going to do here is we're going to circle. I'm going to give you the command when I want you to circle. And what you do is when you circle, you don't cross over like this. You kind of slide one leg in front of the other, one leg in front of the other. When I give you the command, you're going to go the opposite direction. Whoosh. All right, so we're going to start off going this way, fellas. Ready? Hip. There you go. Stay a little wider in your stance there, Eric. A little wider in your stance. Bend those knees. There you go. Get a little closer too, guys. All right, going the other way. Hip. That's it. And switch your leads. Hip. There you go, switch your hand, good, okay, move around, nice and loose, nice and loose. And notice their eye contact is not looking at each other in the face, they're looking at their midsection. All right, very good, back the other way, hip. Good, and back to your original positions. You guys are catching on real quick, I'm impressed, guys. I'm gonna leave the show now, it's up to you, okay, Eric, I'll see you later. Oh, okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on a couple of combinations. The first one we're going to do a front thrust roundhouse kick, and this happens to be one of my favorite kicks. What I'm going to do is have Adam start it off. I want you to do a front thrust roundhouse offensive, take a little step forward, and you stay right where you are. Ready? Hip. Very good. Back. But I don't want you to drop it. I want you to get, and I don't want you to get this far away from him. I want you to get a little closer. Whoosh. Ready? Hip. Good. And back. Now, if you notice, the second kick that Adam threw here at Eric did not make contact. However, it was close enough for me as a judge to say, hey, I would score that as a point. I'm pretty sure and I'm pretty confident that if Adam wanted to, he could make contact here and put his nose off to the side like a Carvel ice cream. Let's try that again, sir. Hip. Very good. Now, Eric's going to work a hand technique. Eric, what I'd like you to do is step in and grab reverse punch, okay? Hip. Good. Again. Hip. Good. Now notice when Eric makes his point to take off, he looks like he's elongating his body. He's using his entire body to get maximum extension. Nice and slow, Eric. Go ahead. Just go out there and keep your hand out there for the punch. Go ahead. Right hand out. There you go. He's up on the ball of his foot, turning his hip and shoulder, so he's really elongating his body. And again, he's not making any contact at all, but there's no doubt in my mind that he could if he wanted to, so I'd score him a point. Back out of there. Now, this is the basic fundamental idea as to what sparring is all about. The concept is that you should not have any facial contact. However, we do have light body contact. And the reason that we have light body contact is to develop our confidence, number one. Also, every action is a reaction. So in other words, if I'm out here with Eric, and I'm used to throwing kicks in the wind, you don't block there. I'm used to throwing kicks in the wind, and I say, oh man, that would have hurt him. And one day, God forbid, I get attacked by somebody out on the street, and I'm practicing doing things like this, and now I have to kick him, and I kick him. Every action is a reaction. If I'm not used to kicking, what's going to happen is I'm probably going to wind up losing my balance because I've never done it before. So if you're not making any contact, what you're developing is what we call a false sense of confidence. What we want to develop is true confidence. So in this situation, I get out there and I kick Eric. Eric, he takes it, and he kios. He's alive. Also, I'm getting accustomed to making contact and feeling what it's like to have that concussion coming back into my leg. Also, what Eric's doing is he's programming his body, and he's keying on impact. So what he's doing here is he's conditioning his mind and his body to kia, absorb the shock when he gets hit. And so both of us are learning something from this. So it's real important that you understand you have to make light body contact, no malicious contact. Okay, back over here, Eric. Thank you, sir. Now, when we're sparring, we move around, and the concept is to take our combinations that we learn for a particular curriculum and try and put them into play. What we're doing at this level is not trying to win a match, but get out here and become somewhat of a scientist. Experiment a little bit. Try some techniques. Try techniques. Now what we're going to do here is we're just going to move around a little bit and just throw some real light techniques in there so the people at home get an idea of what's going on. Okay, throw some techniques, move around. Good, that's it, move around. There you go. Good. Notice, real important too, that you know how to block properly. There we go. Good. Get them up just a little bit there, Eric. Moving around. Both gentlemen respecting each other. Nice clean technique, as you can see too. Nice and crisp. It's not just a bunch of arms and legs flying all over the place. Every time you throw something out there, you want it to be a technique. You don't want to get in the habit of just throwing some crazy things out there. And it's important that when the referee or the instructor's watching, observing, he's instructing as well. Maybe making some mental notes to talk to the students about later on, or maybe just stopping them and picking up on a point at that particular time. Okay, Yame. Now, what you just saw there was an outstanding demonstration of control. They both got out there, throw some nice techniques. As you can see, nobody is hurt. That's the whole concept. Anybody can get out here and punch each other and hurt each other. It takes a real good martial artist with exceptional talent and expertise to get out there and throw the technique with executed perfection, coming within maybe an inch or two from the target, particularly the face. And again, we do allow the light body contact. Now, what we're going to do, get those headgear on, guys. And the mouthpieces. Need a shoehorn for that one? There you go. It's always good too when you have this equipment and you wipe it out periodically with a nice damp cloth, and then maybe put a little baby powder in there, and it keeps it nice and smooth, and it keeps it a little more longevity as far as the equipment's concerned. Bow in, fellas. Hip. Fighting position. All right, now what we're going to do is this. I'm going to make a little rule here. All you can do is use your hands. All you can do is kick. Push. I don't want 90 miles an hour because we're not doing any competition right now. We want to educate everybody at home so that they're not, intimidated by sparring, so they can see that it's safe and there's nothing to fear. Push. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to limit my friend here. He can only use hand techniques. He can only use legs. And then we're going to switch it around. All right, move around nice and easy, guys. Hip. There we go. That's it. Good hands. Notice the blocking now. Yame, one point I want to bring out. Eric has got a really good talent for blocking. One of the things I like about this guy is after he blocks, throw a kick at me. He immediately gets his hands back up. All right, he doesn't leave his hands down. Go ahead. Because what happens, he leaves his hands down, he's coming around with a roundhouse kick with the other leg to the face, poing, and that'll be the end of the story. He throws a right hand to the head, and that's it. So what I do here is, and what Eric's doing, and he's doing an outstanding job demonstrating, is he throws a kick, he gets a hand immediately back up in case he throws a punch. That was not a push, that looked more like a foot. In case he throws a punch, go. Boom, and he can block from here, okay? Move around a little bit, guys. Same people, working the same techniques. Good. Keep your hands up there, Air. Very good. All right, now try setting him up a little bit and slow down just a little bit so the people at home can see what's going on. Good. Good. All right, Yame. Very nice. All right. Now, notice every time Eric is out there blocking, those hands come up immediately. He gets a little shot to the body, kias. He's conditioned for this. It's not something that happens overnight. Now, he takes a fall out on the ice. You ever take a fall outside? Ooh, you get the wind knocked out of you. End result is you think you're going to die. Anybody at home, if you ever got the wind knocked out of you, know it's a scary thing. Now, he's taking these nice shots there. He's standing there. Strong like bull. How tall are you, by the way? Do you know? How much you weigh? 73.
73.
73 pounds. And how much you weigh?
77.
77, Sunset Strip. I remember that show. Okay, these guys are right now, I mean, they're not little guys here. They got a lot of power there, and they're hitting each other nicely, and they're being able to take it. Now, we're going to reverse roles. You got the kicks. You got the hands. Push.
Push.
I don't hear you. All right, fighting position. Hip. All right, move around nice and easy, guys. Go ahead. Nice spinning rear kick. Good, Adam blocking nicely. Good. Yame. Now, there was a nice kick there, nice side kick got in there. I would have gave you a point on that. He blocked it. However, even though the point got in there, Adam had nice timing there. He counterpunched real well. And you can tell there that both of these guys still standing here. No one's intimidated. They're both fighting very well. They both have a lot of confidence, and they're not losing their mind. In other words, they're not getting hot-headed. One of the things that the martial arts wants to teach us also is to compose ourselves and not let the other person push our buttons. Even though we might get popped periodically, we want to maintain our control. All right, guys, move around a little bit. Good timing. Nice kick there, Eric. Yame, yame. Okay, very good. Now we're going to make life more difficult here. What we're going to do is we can only block with our left hand. Whoosh. The right hand doesn't block and doesn't do anything. Right now it becomes a piece of spaghetti hanging off our shoulder. So we're going to get our left leg forward and our left hand forward. That's called our lead. Right now, gentlemen. Hip. All right, we can't use our right hand. All we can do is block with our left hand, and all we can do is kick, fellas. Whoosh. All right, and watch the power. Begin. Hip. Now what we're doing is we're conditioning them to use one particular side of their body. Move around, Eric. Don't be a target. Don't be a target. All right, Yame. Now, you see when you switched your hands right away? You had no other recourse other than to block with your right, but we want to stay on that left side. So maintain this position. Now, get a little wider in your stance. And what I want you to do is maybe kind of circle a little bit. Maybe go one way, then the next. All right, try and set him up. Okay, slow down just a little bit, fellas. Ready? Continue. Hip. There you go. Circle a little bit. The whole concept here is that you want to make your partner fight your way. You don't want to fight his way. You want to keep control over him. Yame. Okay, good. Now, if you guys could just bow out real quick. And Adam, you jump over on the side. I'm going to jump in here with my friend Eric. Bow in, sir. Fighting position. Hip. Now, when I'm fighting Eric, I want to try and control his positioning. I want to try and control his positioning. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to walk, and the way that I start to turn, all right, is going to determine where he's going to wind up going. In other words, I'm going to see if I can influence him to walk a particular direction. Close your eyes for 1 second. I don't want anybody to know where I'm going to see if I can get him going that way. Okay, so we're fighting right now. Okay, all right, you can open them now. Okay, and we're going to move around a little bit. And look what I just did. I sent him right over in that direction because what I'm doing is I'm being aggressive. I'm taking the initiative, and I want to put him up in that position. Just by stepping over here, I know he's fighting my way. So now he's walking around. This would be a perfect opportunity to stay right there for me to come around with a spinning technique. Ooh, man, your head would have flipped back like a Pez dispenser there, boss. All right, now, if I want to get him going the other direction, we're out here moving around, maybe I might just step over here, move around. Oh, I got him going. Man, I'm getting good at this, ain't I, Adam?
Yes, sir.
All right, now, come on over here, sir. What I want to do, remember, is control the positioning, control my fighter. Don't let him control me, no matter what happens out there. This is where the mental part of the fighting comes in. The mental part what we call the warrior inside of us, where we have to maintain our confidence. Because what happens, even though Eric gives me a couple shots, go ahead, Eric, and I'm a little loose here, I can't back down, because if I back down, what's going to happen? He's going to feel it. Will you quit it? I can't talk with a fist up my nose. All right? That Q-tip there. All right. What happens is, even though I might, at this point, he might have that over me because he's knocked the wind out and made me a little weak, queasy, or what have you. I still can't let him know or let him feel that he has the advantage on me, because what's going to happen is psychologically I'm going to wind up giving in. If I give in, that's it. End of the story. So no matter what happens, you've got to maintain your stability in your mind and your body and keep that confidence going. And no matter what happens, I'm still in there. I'm still in there. Maybe I'm out of breath. Maybe I'll back off a little bit, breathe a little, and get back in there. Oh, man, this left hand, watch it. Whoa. Okay, very good. Hop in there, Adam. You're in there too, champ. All right, fighting position. Hip. Closer, please. Now, guys, we'll use the right side of our body. Right hand, right side. All right, switch your position so your right hand's forward. Okay, we only have a few seconds left, so kind of move around a little bit, guys. Ready? Hip. Nice. All right, keep those hands closed, Eric, or else you're going to jam those fingers up. Good. Good blocking. Nice counter there. Yame. Okay. Stay in your fighting position. Right now we're going to be breaking to a message. We'll be right back. Okay, continue. Hip. Hi, welcome back to a closing of Karate and You. At this time, I'd like to talk a little bit to my two pals here. They've been on the show, by the way, before. And if you watch the last show and this show, this belts, they start to change for some reason. And primarily it's because that they put a lot of dedication and discipline into their training. And Eric particularly, he's come a long way. He's one dedicated fellow. He's always out there giving 110%. Eric, if you could, is there any particular reason why you started the karate?
I just wanted to know how it felt to kick somebody and get hurt.
You wanted to know how it felt to kick somebody and get hurt?
Yeah.
Okay, because I guess you never got into a fight?
No.
Okay, and I guess that was a question in your mind. So I guess you realized how serious it is.
Sir.
Okay, so you're prepared for anything like that at this point in
Sir.
your life. Well, that's an unusual answer, but I can see that holds a lot of water there. Anybody you want to say hello to?
I would say hello to my dad and my mom.
Okay, you better look over one of those cameras over there, right over there, and say hello. There we go, okay. And Adam over here, Adam's 12 years old, and Adam's got some remarkable kicking ability. Adam, can you tell us, why you got involved with karate?
Well, because I guess I wanted to learn self-defense and to help build up my self-confidence.
Okay, good answer. Has it done that for you at this point? You've been training, what, about 2 years now?
Yes, sir.
Have you noticed any significant difference in your confidence or your ability to communicate with people?
Yes, sir.
Okay, terrific. I like that. Put that in the bank, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is Master Art Beins.
If you're interested in learning more about our show, Karate and You, please contact Grandmaster Art Beins at karateandyou@toogoodtv.com. Art Beins, Karate and You, dedicated to your achievement.
Bow in. Fighting position. I'd also like to remind everybody at home that we will be running a very special women's self-defense seminar every time around this year. You're always reading in the paper, you're hearing on TV about how females out there are being abducted or abused, raped, and beaten. What we want to do is we want to work on the prevention of those things. So if you have an interest in our self-defense seminar, last year we had over 160 women attending. Contact us as soon as possible because there's a limited amount of spaces available. All right, gentlemen, I'd like to thank my friend Eric and Adam for being a guest on our show. Remember that the biggest obstacle in life is yourself. Overcome it, you achieve the greatest accomplishment of all. This can only be achieved, however, through a balanced education that pertains to knowledge in the mind, honesty in the heart, and let's get a double bicep shot there, guys. Strengthen the body. Thank you. Have a happy, healthy, safe week. Okay, guys, just move around nice and easy. Now, let's do a little two-step. Slow motion. Begin.
1, 2. 1, 2.
There we go.
1, 2. 1, 2.
Nice. Very good. That two-step slow motion is good stuff there. Okay, circle a little, Eric. Take a little more command over there. There you go. Stay in the center, guys. Make sure you don't hit me. Okay. Very good. Ooh, good hand up there. Nice work. Keep it going. Good.